We also expended the emotional support hedgehog, so I volunteered to take its place. Battle Butler, this is the worst news that I've had in the 100 days that this game has been going on. Indeed I have, but perhaps you should explain it to my maiden butler, whom I am always hiding just out of sight. I love them. I feel as though if I say that I'm in love right now, Vlad will proceed to open me up, and not in the way that most people would enjoy a weekend of doing. Saturday Nuggets, and welcome back to Max Gentleman Sexy Business. Didn't realise that I had exactly 16 gold, but common occurrence, I suppose. And we are going to be making our way through this district and trying to get everybody to at least level 4 before we move on to the end of the chapter, because I want to get them at a benchmark. And I am worried about what's going to happen to the teamwork rolls, because apparently it goes beyond 6. I thought once it got to 6 it stopped, but I am wrong, of course. But I do wonder if these will carry through. I'm now just like thinking too far ahead and worried about shit that I really shouldn't be, but hey ho, that's what I kind of do. Sir, one of our vendors is being overrun by a swarm of angry locusts. Probably best to cut our losses now. I'll start digging graves for their own family. Very well spoken, Anton. Given the last time you could barely get 3 words out. We could preemptively send them a get well soon card. Hand me every gun we've got. I'm going in. 1 across the board. Lose stuff. 2, 1 across the board is gonna have to be. Oh dear, they're not pleased. I like how I'm like, now that we're at the stage where I can do it without like defense and stuff like that, I'm just like, I don't care. Who cares about the general public? Who cares about the general public? Oh, I've been narrowly escaping this. Well, butlered indeed. Right, now, here's the thing. What the plan is because I've got 13 hours before Danny shows up. Now, I also have a shit ton of these. And these are higher ones. These are like level 3 love tonics and shit like that. If I just start blasting through all this shit, it counts as some sexy runoff also, which is always great. However, YouTube are going to shout at me soon for the noises coming from this video. Right, is that all of our level 2s? Okay, that is all of our level 2s clear. We have dates aplenty. Date. Which one are we getting? Anton Hard Meat first. Maybe it's going alphabetically. Anton Hard Meat. Forgive my intrusion, sure, we have a visitor. Well, we had a visitor. I found Anton Hard Meat outside the front door with a white-knuckled grip on the knocker. He looked like he'd been there for hours. When I came upon him, he was so startled that he nearly collapsed. It's unlikely you to only half collapse someone. It seems the poor boy gets flustered just thinking of me. I imagine anyone would be startled if you came on them in the broad daylight. Just don't say it. Just don't. You can. Just don't say what's in your mind. Unlikely for you to only half collapse someone. I didn't lay a hand on him. He collapsed all on his own. He wasn't exactly presenting a threat, sir, but rest assured that my front door machete was at the ready. I took 3 cups of tea. It took 3 cups of tea, the fainting bench, and an hour with an emotional support hedgehog. Where's the emotional support hedgehog? But he finally told me the reason for his visit. Fainting bench, a cozy couch for collapsing onto when one has had the vapors. Forget that. Where's the emotional support hedgehog? Master Heartmeat has invited you to the horse ride in the park this afternoon. I recommend it. Is it a good idea to go horse ride with a guy who passes out that easily? He's gonna end up kicked in the head. I recommend that you agree to go, sir. It's a polite thing to do, and I'm not sure he'd survive a rejection. Yes, of course, I'd rather not have another death on my hands. I must admit, I quite enjoy making him blush, and you had me at horses. And I stopped listening. No, I enjoy making him blush. It's always fun making someone fluster. I'm sure that he'll be positively feverish, sir. Regardless, I'm glad that you're amiable, especially since I had already assured him you'd go. Agreeable and easygoing. He was hyperventilating, so I thought he might pop. Hyperventilating, rapid and uncontrollable breathing may require a fainting bench. What, you don't have a fainting bench at home? We also expended the emotional support hedgehog, so I volunteered to take its place. Battle Butler, this is the worst news that I've had in the 100 days that this game has been going on. Battle Butler escorts you to the designated park. St. Ambrose Park is overflowing with the flowers that it can be smelled from blocks away, despite the harsh fumes of industry and their merry snowfall of soot. It is also quite literally a buzz, and your Battle Buzzler swats away several bees as you arrive. I forgot that we gave him a crown. At the entrance, King Anton sits upon a fine white steed, his normally nervous hands oddly still on the reins. Oh, here, it's you, and you're here, it's you, and now, and I'm not surprised at all, not even a little bit. No, you certainly seem surprised. You're expecting another swoon-worthy impressionado of industry. I was told there would be horses. No, I wasn't expecting anyone. Anyway, small talk, that's plenty. Shall we off? Was it? I didn't realise we were even doing it yet. Sure, let me just whistle for a horse. I didn't bring a horse. Can I ride yours? I didn't bring a horse. Is that all? Is it all right if I just ride my butler's shoulders? Certainly. Battle Butler does not bat an eye, leans down to get you to step up. You mount your butler, and the three of you set off. As you ride through the park, the girthy shoulders of your Battle Butler keeping you steady the whole way and doing as minimal molecular damage as possible, you can see the anxiety slowly melt off of Anton's shoulders. He lets out a heavy sigh. I'm the most comfortable as I ever get when I'm writing. I thought it might be nice to just talk away from all that legal business back at the office. I didn't even want to get into law. Sure, I won my business in a race, but I was just there to race horses. My family was ecstatic about the whole situation. Now I'm expected to tell all these lawyer types how to run the business. It's a lot. It's a lot of pressure. Surely barreling breakneck through the halls of justice is just as exciting as racing. If only you could race other lawyers for winning verdicts. Why not combine your interests? You could have your first equine law firm. I'm not sure 1 stomp for yes, 2 for no will go over well in front of a judge. 3 stomps for objection, 4 for... I call bullshit. Anton is momentarily distracted by the possibility of horse lawyers. Well, I'm stuck with it now anyway, and I suppose it did lead to meeting you, so it isn't all bad, I suppose. It's nice to have someone to talk with other than... Anton motions towards the sturdy steed between his thighs. My best friend. Custard. Really, my only friend. Just as Anton makes his embarrassing confession, your Battle Butler lets out a yelp. Yelp. A particularly nefarious bumblebee, exacting its revenge for the earlier swatting, flies away from his rump. Battle Butler winces from the sting of allowing his enemy to strike a blow upon him, and also the sting on his arse. Steadfast in his duty to protect you, he instinctively chops at the foe and sends it soaring directly into the open eye of a nearby mare. She rears back in panic, her poor rider tossed aside like a bag of potatoes. Apologies, sir. It appears my murderous reflexes have once again caused a chaotic chain reaction. That frightened mare's going to trample the gardens or hurt herself or possibly hurt innocent bystanders. I won't pay for any flowers it didn't trample personally. Innocent bystanders, throw yourself in front of those horses. Oh, if only there were a skilled horseman here to help. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge. Anton. I'll take care of the horses. The wind tussles his golden hair, what little of it that is sticking out from beneath the crown. The sun gleams as he passes in slightly sweaty collar. Custer lifts a hoof and tosses his mane. They resemble the covers of so many torrid romance novels. Do what you can, that mare is mine. I'll save the innocent bystanders. I'll fight more bees. I'll make sure no one saw us. I'll help this. I don't want to fight bees. Bees are so lovely, especially the bumble ones. They're so fat. I'll save the innocent bystanders, I suppose. As Anton races Custard to catch up with the renegade horse, you pivot Battle Butler towards the onlookers. They led up to a cheer that was an unexpected show. Sorry, you got to get these bystanders out of the way. You all haven't paid for this performance. Get out of here, I'll charge you. With bees comes honey. With honey comes bears. You'll have a better view from higher ground. The onlookers make towards the hills, away from the flowers, already removing their binoculars along the way. You turn to see Anton majestically leap from Custer's back to the rampaging horse. She rears, but he remains perfectly balanced, lean thighs held firmly against her sides. With a tender touch and an unheard whisper, he slows her to a nervous trot and then a steady walk. His expression is gentle. Only a few particularly perfumed flowers fall in the hubbub, and when he returns atop the runaway mare, he smells sweetly of roses. Charming and heroic all at once. Way to wrangle that horse. But did you see how dashing I was? Let's see how flustered he can get. Charming, heroic all at once. Yes, well, this was all much more stimulating than I imagined it would be, and so, anyways. You see several onlookers returning, a handful of handsome young men and women in fashionably regal attire. Several of them have favours in hand, letters of courtship, engagement rings, fancy panties that they're waving towards Anton. Oh dear, oh no. Somehow they always know where I'm going to be. Every party, every event, everything. Do you know how difficult it is to go in public restrooms with this lot? Do you want me to greet your fans? They seem quite taken with you, or shall I fight them off? And the bees? They seem quite taken. That's exactly the problem. I can't stand awkward courtship conversations. Perhaps we should just call it a day before they get over here? This was quite a lot of excitement for one afternoon. I enjoyed it, yes, and I would like to do it again sometime. The talking, maybe not the bees and the rampaging or the screaming fans with the panties, but anyway. He watches Anton waves farewell. He seems to unintentionally strike a majestic pose back atop his faithful Custard. We'll change it to that, we'll change it to this, but I don't look, I just don't think that this I don't think that's the look, nor is that. This was what you were wearing in that scene that we saw that one time. Let's leave the crown for now. Wait, didn't we get sorry, I was under the conclusion that we were to have our date. To give him another flower to activate date. Don't activate more than one day at a time. Lesson learned. Time for Samuel Finch. Sir, Samuel Finch has come calling. If you're free to receive him, that would be lovely. His carriage appears to be drawn by leopards, and they are menacing the passers-by. Oh, those aren't leopards, silly. They're ill-tempered horses painted to look like leopards. I punctured them from a dealer in rare animals, believing them to be actual leopards, until it rained one day. I was wrong, of course, but when life gives you fake leopards, use them to draw your carriage. Speaking of rare animals, I have a much more impressive assortment back at my estate. Would you like to see them? Battle Butler, you're staying here on this one, bud. No, after your execution, you had your fun. Absolutely, I love impressive assortments. I can't stand animals. The only animal I'm interested in ogling is you. Nah, you see, that would have been great to say to Anton. He probably would have turned into Jello. I love impressive assortments. Marvellous. Hop aboard my leopard-drawn carriage and we'll be off. You climb into Sam's carriage and his unorthodox steeds pull away at an uncomfortable speed. Forgive the ferocity of my leopard horses. As I said, they're quite ill-tempered on account of being dyed against their will and all that. In any case, we're here. Samuel takes your hand in his and leads you inside. I call this room the atrium. It's the chamber which connects my various animal habitats. Atrium, past the front door, but before the sitting room where you leave your shoes. I've never had or been to one of those. Any particular animal catch your fancy? I mean, I hope we get to do all three, but there's a unicorn. Look, I know. Look, I know. I get it. You spend all day, every day with this particular series, censoring various bits, and now's finally your chance to be with one of your own. But there's a unicorn and also an empty tank. There better be fucking multiple options in this day, I'm telling you. The peacocks. You owe me. Ah, yes, the peacock. Perhaps my favourite of the mundane vertebrates. We have so much in common. Brilliant plumage, dramatic flair, cock. I picked these up at Sri Lanka. I tried. I really tried to just... I'm sorry. To you and to you, I'm sorry. I picked up these in Sri Lanka. I was there for business, not hunting. But I was dressed so fabulously that this little fellow decided to follow me home. Oh. I tell you, it pays to be fabulous. What else would you like to see? See? I put you first. I'm courteous to myself. That unicorn. Oh, well, that's actually just a leopard painted to look like a horse with a ice cream cone superglued to its forehead. Sometimes it doesn't pay to be fabulous. That's not actually a unicorn. That's a horse with a narwhal tusk affixed to its forehead. I'm afraid I'm rather of a sucker for adulterous horses. I should really get a new rare animal dealer. Fool me once, shame on me. Or shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 8 times, well, that's just a good businessman. You gotta respect that. I too was convinced it was a bona fide unicorn. Bona fide, the real deal, from the name of pornographic performance artist Boner Fiddy. Until it was allowed me to approach and feed it, despite the fact that I am decidedly not a virgin. Sure, Sam. Sure. Still, it brings me pleasure to have a counterfeit unicorn in my home. There is something about the pageantry that I think suits me. Anything else I can show you? That empty tank. Now... Did the rare animal dealer tell you that it was a tank full of invisible piranha? Because it might be. Ah, yes. My cryptozoological Elijah seat. Cryptozoological, relating to fantastical beasts, aliens, and or Sasquatches and Mouthmen. Oh my. Elijah seat, a specific seat saved for during special ceremonies for a special magical visitor. Most of these words I do know. I want to fucking didn't. That tank will remain empty until the day I finally catch my most sought after quarry. The Panoptopus. Surely you've heard of the Panoptopus. Yeah, of course, totally. Who hasn't in England? Can't say that I have. Indeed I have, but perhaps you should explain it to my maiden butler, whom I am always hiding just out of sight. I love them. Ah, yes, the Penamtopus, the most famous amphibious human slash octopus slash housefly hybrid of all time. I've been tracking it for years, but it's always one step ahead of me. The rascal has eyes everywhere. Literally, that's why it's called a Penamtopus, obviously. Wait, that's the empty tank you were referring to, wasn't it? Or was it... Oh no. Sammy looks at the tank you were actually pointing at, and his face falls. My lobsters. They've escaped. We can't leave them out there on their own. They'll perish. Please, help me find them. I'll check the rooftop. You look in the study, the billiard room, the greenhouse. Billiard room. Ordinarily, a billiard room is called a billiards room because it contains a billiards table. It appears Samuel's billiards room is called a billiards room because it is depicted a rare South African bird called the billiards eagle. It is highly reclusive, dark green, and the exact size and shape of a billiards table. You spend a while admiring a tasteful oil painting of the billiards eagle in its natural habitat, a cigar lounge, but you have no luck on the lobster front. You share the news with a disappointed Samuel. No luck. Where else might they be? The greenhouse. Samuel's greenhouse seems dedicated almost entirely to carnivorous plants. You hear a crunching sound, but it's just a Venus flytrap snacking on a bug. Venus flytrap, not to be confused with a penis flytrap. The less said, the better. You find Samuel so you can go look somewhere else. Oh, I can bear the anxiety. Where haven't we looked? The study. They're clearly catching up on some reading. Samuel's study is a labyrinth of well-dressed mannequins, bookshelves, and half-finished letters to the editor of various scientific journals. You hear a rustling beneath a sack of papers claiming to know the zodiac sign of the Loch Ness Monster. Look, Nessie. Nessie exists outside of time and space. Therefore, the stars matter nothing to good old Nessie, right? So shut it, Samuel. There, my babies. Samuel's lobsters are actually normal lobsters. I was sort of expecting them to be horses with nutcrackers glued to their hooves or something. It takes several hours to corral the little guys, during which time you discover that you have a knack for lobster wrangling. I can't thank you enough, sir, for your help just now. Don't mention it. Somehow I knew this evening would come to this in some way, shape, or form. Seeing you bend over chasing lobsters was thanks enough. Wink. Why lobsters? Did you know lobsters are effectively immortal? Well, let's just say I began breeding them in a vain attempt to exact their life essence. But then I fell for the cute little buggers. These lobsters are always escaping, no matter how well I feed and care for them. Some creatures just crave freedom, I suppose. I can sympathise. In any case, it's best to tend to them now. Perhaps they ran away because they weren't getting enough attention. Looks like I'll be spending the rest of my evening pampering sea creatures once again. Sorry to cut our time short, but my parental duties come first. I hope you understand. It's fine. Quite frankly, no, I don't understand at all. I did not know lobsters were so needy. It's fine. Thank you. The leopards will take you home. Let's meet up again sometime soon. Samuel hustles away, with his arms full of affectionately pinching lobsters. Oh, the Thornberry's mustache is a bit much. Especially when you go from Mr. Clean Cut to suddenly the moustache. Look, man, you suit being clean shaven, alright? Explorer. Sure. Why not? Right. We've got everyone to at least level 3. But I have a few concoctions. I have a few roofies I can give people. 37. I also happen to have a lot of sexy runoff. So, we need to figure out who is getting spiked first. Because I think they stay. I think they stay at the level they're at, even if we go into the next game. So that's fine. I just don't want to be wasting materials and wasting money and blah blah. So before we get to the end of this district, I'm gonna make sure to spend fucking everything that I have, which means that I will need 900 gold at some point in order to extend another week. But we do have 11 days, and you can accomplish a lot in 11 days, especially considering how much money and gold and people and undercover agents I have gained in 100 days. Let's give that to Vlad. So that was 3. 2 should take it. Oh, we need 1 more. So 1 more to Vlad. And then we'll start working on this. Boom, boom. So I've more or less spent all this stuff. So I don't think I'll be able to get everybody to 4, because I don't want to just be sitting here playing it for weeks and weeks and weeks of in-game time, I mean. We've got a day for Vlad, but we will hold off on that for just now. Just wait a moment. Because I want to wait until 48. Let's wait for Daddy to show up. Jesus Christ, 48. It's actually run off. That's more than I'll ever be able to spend. District destroyed. Danny, what you got for me? Make lunch dates activities visible beforehand. Reduce merchant access cost. We're kind of at the end, so I might as well just get, like, everything. Do you know what I mean? Or, like, we're at the end. I might as well just get it all. Right, clicker. So that means that fights only advance when I'm actively clicking on the fight. That's annoying. Okay, sir, your rival has been seen about town wearing the most spectacular hat. It's all anyone's talking about. I'll go find an exact replica and then start rigged. Who wore it best? Poll. Perhaps we could arrange for it to be trampled by a passing carriage? No one will care about the most spectacular hat when I bring you the most spectacular cravat. Summer is warming up to us, I have to say. Oh, when I cross the board, ×3! Oh, no, I bought the thing that was the thing! Oh. I think it's plainly obvious that I could never run a business. Love Tonic 4. Who has a lot of space? Love Tonic. Let's give Love Tonic 4 to Bon Bon. There we go. Okay, I want to see how difficult this is going to be. Boom, boom, and boom. Oh, fuck, I forgot she leaves. Right, boom. Oh, this is actually a great one because I could just speed right through it. Right, appears, oh no, gold manufacturing, shit. Click, 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 click. This is great, it's so fast.
A moment, please.
Limited time smart, there we go. Limited time smart. Cinter and Summer, erotic novel. Here is your smut, and here is a censored image. Rival companies defeated, riots about to be disbanded, romance in the air. It truly is a fucking magnificent time to be alive. Oh, that's what it means. It tells me what the actual game is going to be. Ah. That makes life a lot easier. I guess we're going to the races. Let's try and get Penny up to max as well. Prince Fluffy Pupper. Emperor Adorable Fluff. These are some very sedated puppos. Come on, come on, yeah, oh, come on, don't sit. Oh, they're off the screen. This is fucking Perry's dog was going. I can't tell what my dog's doing. Come on, you can do it. I know you can do it. I believe. Come on, don't sniff other dogs' pee. Come on. No, 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 Penny. Wait, not Penny. All right, bud, walk it in. There you go. It was fun. There's one. Dink. There we go. Buy another extension just to be well and truly safe off. And with that, let's have another date. We're really getting all the gents in today, aren't we? Blood Nibblesome. That noise was what, Business Maid? Forgive the interruption, sir. I discovered Mr. Nibblesome hanging upside down in the hall closet. Again. Ah, hello, sir. Forgive the hanging. I was testing to see whether redirecting blood to my head would enhance cognition. Redirecting. To change the direction of something. Up is down, left is right, etc. Cognition. The thought-thinky parts of your brain. I'm at a bit of a scientific roadblock, you see, and I'll try anything to solve it. Despite our best efforts, the dead we studied last outing yielded little of value. Trying as I might, I think of no other solution. I must have a live subject to study, but who? Use me! Use my maid. Use yourself. I put Business Maid through a lot. All the time. Even just down to the outfit. I'll take one for the team, alright? Stupendous. Truly, your commitment to science knows no bounds. Let us retire to my laboratorium, where I possess all the requisite implements. Requisite, necessary, mandatory, can't skip it, like leg day, for example. Have I ever taken you for leg day? Nope. What are you guys testing? Oh, merely a foolproof scientific formula for deep and fulfilling romantic love. Business Maid, I tried to take the shot, but you seem almost desperate to be involved. Okay, I'm coming with you. This is why I don't do nice things. The three of you take a carriage across town to Vlad's laboratorium, a room packed wall to wall with arcane instruments and hearts in glass jars. So, are you guys gonna make out, or what's going on? Ah, now I see why Business Maid wanted to come along. Well, no, that's only one of the number of tests we might conduct. Might conduct? Sir, what technique do you think would be best to prudent? It's sensible. Betting your life savings in a poker match is not prudent. I mean, making out. A physical examination, a romantic questionnaire, a scientific make-out session. A most scientific suggestion indeed. But who shall you make out with? The maid! You! You know how earlier I said that I wanted to get Business Maid something nice? Maybe a show. My mouse moved. No. Very well. Oh boy. Tenderly, Vlad steps towards you and plants a gentle kiss on your lips. You're overcome by scent, and soon your limbs are intertwined in embrace. Interesting. Aroma appears to be a determining factor in arousal. Vlad's words melt beneath the heat of your passion. You press forward for another kiss, and a very loud alarm goes off, signaling the end of the makeout session. Oh, sorry, yes, about that. We have to control for length of makeout, you see. Otherwise, it isn't science. This has made him sorry. In any case, this has been most enlightening. What valuable data. What shall we try next, sir? I guess a romantic questionnaire, you know. Look, I did my good thing for today. I tried to do a good thing, it didn't work out. I doubled down on that decision and did the good thing. Business Maid is going to have a very enjoyable evening in her bedchambers tonight by herself, or maybe Bonbon will visit. A romantic questionnaire. According to my calculations, there is nothing more central to romance than impersonal questions. Impersonal. Not personal. Luckily, I have just such a questionnaire prepared. First question, have you ever been in love? Nope, I'm a lone wolf with a hearthstone and buns of steel. Yes, when I was a silly child. I am in love right now. I feel as though if I say that I'm in love right now, Vlad will proceed to open me up, and not in the way that most people would enjoy a weekend of doing. I'm just risking it. Oh, with who? Isn't it obvious? It's not a who, it's a what. I'm in love with Italian cuisine. Just, lovely. I'll give you a hint. It's someone in this room. Excellent. That narrows it down to 3 people. 46 if you count the various lab animals. Okay. Vlad isn't one for taking obvious hints, it seems. Statistically, there's no need to narrow it down any further. Next question. Would you consider the most erotic part of the body? The ankle, the teeth, the whole dang everything. Really, our tastes are remarkably similar. Last question. What is your, quote, type, end quote? Nobody, everybody, you specifically. What is your type? Everybody. How remarkably elegant of you. Believing in equal rights and opportunities for everyone. Hot. Vlad jots some notes on a piece of paper and smiles at you. Intriguing. I'm learning more with every passing moment. What shall we try next, sir? A physical examination. Back to the makeout. Absolutely. I'm sure we'll learn much more from examining a live body than a dead one. On what part of the body shall I focus my investigation? I'm not even going to click. I'm not going to click, alright? Here's a game to play. I know that I'm playing a game and you're just kind of watching it, but here's a game for you to play in the comments. Before I click to reveal what the options are, there might be 3, there might be 2. Give me 3. Tell me what your 3 suggestions are that's going to come up, and be creative with the word penis, because undoubtedly that's going to come up. Don't do it after the fact. Do it right now. I'm waffling on to give you time. Give me 3 things that you think are going to show up in this next click, alright? You've had your time. You can also pause the video. I don't know why I'm waffling. Surprisingly, penis isn't there. The heart, the butt, the giblaze. The butt. Butts do command a disproportional amount of attention compared to the rest of the body. A fine choice. Vlad carefully measures your butt with calipers. Round, thick, spelt with 2 Th's. Grammatically incorrect, but a proper descriptor. Juicy, objectively well proportioned. It seems that, oh my. Vlad suddenly blushes and drops the calipers. I, have something else that needs measuring. Excuse me one moment. Vlad flees the room, only to return minutes later looking much calmer and his pants looking less tighter. Well, I certainly have a wealth of data to process. Once I have had time to process my findings, I believe I will finally have a working, unified theory of romance. Be ready, sir, for I shall soon require a partner for even more ambitious projects in this field. Until then, I bid you adieu. Adieu. Dramatic way to say goodbye. Now that interesting. The outfit. think I might just end the video here for today. I think you and I and everyone involved have had more than enough stimuli for today. So I'm going to end it here for today. I'm going to level people up with various lunch dates and the like. I am going to beat Heavy Milton's lawyers, and we will end this arc to see what awaits us in chapter 3. And then we can wrap up dating with everybody else and see how things go. But I hope you've enjoyed this game, because I love it to bits. And I try my damnedest. I try not to make promises I can't keep, and then subsequently I try my damnedest to make sure that these promises get fulfilled when and if I can accomplish them. I promised that I was gonna get everybody max date level, and I plan on doing that no matter how many months and how many videos it takes. And how many times YouTube feel the need to tell me that the content of my videos and or thumbnails are inappropriate. That's your right for today. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, batter the subscribe button, like the video, geese your banter in the section down below, all that jazz, and I will catch you nuggets in the next one. Alright? Cheery bye. We also expended the emotional support hedgehog, so I volunteered to take its place. Battle Butler, this is the worst news that I've had in the 100 days that this game has been going on. Indeed I have, but perhaps you should explain it to my maiden butler, whom I am always hiding just out of sight. I love them. I feel as though if I say that I'm in love right now, Vlad will proceed to open me up, and not in the way that most people would enjoy a weekend of doing.